you mentioned there Scotland and the independence referendum issue, which is now rocketed back up to the top of the agenda. What position do you think Labour should now take on it?
Well, it's a really tricky one because we now face 5 years of untrammelled Conservative rule in this country, and the implications of that for working class people are horrendous. So I think we need to have an honest assessment about where we proceed from here. I've always said that the Labour Party has to be fundamentally about the right of self-determination, and we have to reflect very carefully on where we go. I think the Labour movement in Scotland, which at the end of the day during the 1980s galvanised to deliver the movement that created the Scottish Parliament, has to now reflect on where we go from here.
Meaning what? So you would be sympathetic to the idea that maybe Labour should change its policy to say, right, the SNP won the election, we should have another independence referendum?
Well, I think you need to look at, again, it's been presented as a binary issue, and I think that's somewhat unhelpful as well. But I think the Labour movement...
Yes, the problem for Labour was it didn't come down on one side or the other on a whole series of binary choices. So if you keep doing that, you're not going to get anywhere.
Well, I think where we were successful in the 1990s was saying we recognise that the United Kingdom is dysfunctional as a state, and it is. I think it's quite clear that the British state as currently constructed is not sustainable, and we have to understand what we want to see. I think we need to develop a clear policy that is actually a form of an ultimatum. We say to the British government, unless you recognise the body politic at large in Scotland is not willing to accept the current status quo of the British state and has to recognise that there needs to be a major engagement with the Scottish body politic to reform the British state and recognise the difference of opinion in Scotland, the United Kingdom is unsustainable. I think we need to present that as an ultimatum, say you need to present an option on confederation, radical reform to make the UK a more federal construct.
So just trying to turn that into a Scottish Labour policy.